Welcome to the Peachtree Morning Show by DCI. It's a wise way to start the day. Hope you enjoy.
Hi, and welcome to the Peachtree Morning Show. You know, it really is a great way to start your day. I'm Janice Sanders, and I'm visiting you today from Silverton, Colorado, which is 3,000 meters above sea level. So the air is very thin here. So if you hear me gasping, it's because there's not too much oxygen. You know, I came here to this little town years and years ago because I have a degree in geology and there's gold mines all over here. So I came to work in the gold mines. But the mining industry failed when gold prices dropped. So I started mining a different type of substance that this little mountain town has. I now have 3 retail businesses in the small little mountain towns around me because now I mine tourists. So that's what I do. And I'm really thrilled to be presenting today with Sunny Lim from Singapore. And he's a super important guy, super good looking, important guy. He is the DCI organizer from Malaysia. So he brings lots and lots of students and helps them learn this new ancient method of success. And then over here, the other really handsome guy is Geshe Michael Roach. And he wrote The Diamond Cutter and got this all started for us, methods that we can learn these new techniques of how we can plant what we want by, first of all, helping someone else getting what they want. So today, our show, we're Thursday, July 2nd already. Very, very exciting. And today we have a very, very exciting question from Eric. Sunny, would you show that question? It's such a rich one and really applies to these times.
Sure.
Yeah, thanks, Sunny.
Good morning to Geshe Michael and teams. I'm Eric Tam from Malaysia. I would like to ask questions about mental health. So what is the best seed to plant to make a people diagnosed mentally illness such as depressions, anxiety disorder, and worrying depressions? Okay, and what is the best seed to plant to make a people mentally health? Thank you.
First of all, I want to thank Eric for this excellent question. You know, I don't know when you're going to be watching this episode, but right now we're in the times of the virus, and we're seeing a lot of people having a lot of mental distress, depression. You know, our whole lives have been turned upside down in this year because things that we used to do and feel like we could always do normally, we can't do now. So it is a cause for some depression. So Eric asked, what is the seed to cause depression? And what are the seeds to also cause anxiety disorder? So we're talking about possibly 2 different seeds that we're planting that cause these problems. You know, but first of all, I want to say for Eric, if you're helping someone or you need help yourself or whoever's listening, if you feel at all at risk from being severely depressed or having severe anxiety that you might feel that you would harm yourself, the first thing you need to do is call and get some help and then work on your seeds. You can work on your seeds a lot more if you're still here. So I want to ask you, Sunny, if I have been experiencing depression, which I have because my whole world's been turned upside down. I lost my mother recently. My business that has always worked isn't really working right now. And it's turned my world upside down, and I'm experiencing times of depression, a little worry and anxiety. So if I go to a therapist, will it help me? What do you think, Sunny? Can you tell me?
All right. So if we visit the therapy to get some advice from the therapy, personally, I think it could help sometime, but not all the time. Because we do see people who get advice from therapy and they have been, the problem have been reduced or been resolved. But we also do see someone who actually approach the therapy to get for advices, but it seems that they don't work at all. So if you ask me the question, I say 50-50, it's not a guarantee. Yeah.
Well, guess what, Michael, I need help now. I don't want something that doesn't work all the time. How can I make therapy work for me? If I really want therapy, how can I make it work for me right now?
Well, I have a very important thing to say. Okay. So during the Peachtree Morning Show, I like to drink coffee. And this coffee cup is empty. So if you ask me, Eric, this coffee cup is like my therapist, and will this cup help me to drink something or not? I can't say. That's just an empty cup, you see? I can't say. Now, if someone puts coffee in it, I'll have something to drink. And if nobody puts coffee in it, I will not have something to drink. So this coffee cup is like the therapist, and if the therapist has the wisdom inside of them, they will help me. And if they don't have wisdom inside of them, it's be like an empty coffee cup. How do you put wisdom inside of the therapist? My idea, Eric, is when I feel sad like that, and I feel a little bit depressed or I feel anxious, I'm guessing it's because I was happy that someone else had a problem. So, if I'm jealous of Elon Musk, for example, and then I found out that his spaceship had an explosion, Geshe Michael is a little bit happy about it because he's too handsome and he's too successful. So Geshe Michael will say, oh, good. Elon Musk crashes spaceship one time. I like it, Then I feel, because I'm jealous or of something like that, I feel a little bit happy when someone else fails. Then I look better. I feel like I'm better, So I think that's maybe a seed for feeling depressed or feeling sad. I think so, like that. So be careful how you think about other people. Don't be jealous of them, and congratulate them when they do something good. And if something wrong happens to them, then reach out to them and say, can I help you? Yeah.
I like that. Thank you, Geshe Michael. Eric, I've been thinking about ways that I have used to help me overcome my problems. Because when I'm feeling depressed, I realized the only person I was thinking about was me, myself. And then I had remembered an ancient teaching from the ancient wisdom, and it was by Master Shantideva, a really superb Indian scholar that lived in 700 AD. And he taught this method of exchanging myself with someone else. And I thought, well, I'm too busy to do that. But no, I realized that if I started thinking about what other people needed, really look at what my employees needed, what do they need from me, and look through their eyes back at me, then I could really discover what somebody else needed and help them get it. And when I started doing that, it sort of tricked me out of just thinking about myself and helped me to think about what somebody else could need. And that's really helped me a great deal, because we can't plant seeds alone. If we want to overcome these feelings, we have to help someone else. Now, Sonny, what do you think? I bet you have some great ideas. What do you think Eric and myself could do?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea that in this system, always we should not just focus on our own self. If we have a problem, this is traditional, we have a problem, we just focus on our own self. So in this system, we always need to send out our antenna and look for someone and help someone, which I agree with both of you. So especially to me, I personally think of mental disorder or even depression is also come from a lot of pressure, under a lot of pressure. So maybe if we under a lot of pressure, we should have someone who also having pressure, so that to help them to release the stress, by doing so, maybe in the work, in the office, maybe there's a new joint employee and they may have just started work that he or she may be not familiar about the working job. So you should offer help to let him or her have less stress. And by doing so, I think you are planting a seed for your own self to have less stress and even more less stress, because seed is always small, fruit is always very big, right? So in return, by helping out someone less stress, in return, you have even more less stress for your own self. So maybe I think this is some I can suggest, yeah.
I like that, Sonny. So we start out with one little small seed that we might have planted, but it can grow into a big tree. So that makes me feel better. I didn't do something really terrible. Now, Geshe Michael, would what we're talking about right now, would that apply to helping our anxiety disorders, being fearful? Can we cancel that with these methods too?
When I think about like Sunny said, the seed is always smaller than the fruit, or small seed makes a big tree. And I think in one day at our job or with our family, we will say small things which worry the other people, you see, which make them worried. And we don't do it on purpose. We don't wake up and say, I'm going to say something which will make Janice nervous today. I will try to say something to make Janice nervous today. We don't think like that. But if you're like me, I don't have very good control of this opening here. And I will make a joke, and actually the other person will get scared, a little bit scared. I will make some joke, about, I don't know, I hope you have this job next week. And I'm just joking, but actually it makes the person a little bit worried. So I think we have to be very careful. I'm thinking, Eric, be very careful what you say to other people, and never say something that the other person will get even a little bit worried about it. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, I like that a lot. I think that's super helpful. I would add, just in a conventional way, maybe avoid the news. If it's really important, somebody's going to share it with you anyway. So I've stopped avoiding. I've started avoiding the news. I don't read about COVID, but I do take precautions around it, and I really have worked to take pressure off my staff and really trying to protect others' peace of mind. And that's just what Geshe Michael just told us too. So Sonny, do you have any last little comments before we wrap this up?
Okay, right. I think Geshe Michael have mentioned a lot of time when we say something will disturb other crystal lake, in our mind. So with that small little impact, eventually it came back even bigger impact on ourselves. So the words that we say, sometimes we must be very careful in a way that don't let other have self-doubt, because if you give someone who have some self-doubt on their own self, for example, certain words that we say is untrue, some small little thing which is untrue, maybe some lying, so that may let other people unknown about the real situation, and because of that, maybe you will plant the seeds, for our own self. So speak truthfully. I think, must also speak truthfully.
Okay, that's great, Sonny. Thank you. Now, I would like each one of us to give Eric a great suggestion that will help him. And I'll start with this, and then Sonny, if you'd kick in, and then Geshe Michael. Sonny, I would just say, if you need therapy, please get it. But remember, like Geshe Michael's empty coffee cup, be sure to load it with seeds. So the therapist that's coming from you is loaded with seeds. So you're going to get great help and the way you plant those seeds is by helping someone else combat their depression, tricking them, using skillful means, and to help someone else with their anxiety disorders, so that your therapist can actually help you. Sonny?
Sure. So my suggestion would be helping someone to reduce the stress. Offer your help in a small little way, either in your family or in your work life, to let people get less stress. Then you, your own self, will get even less stress. Yeah.
I like it. Geshe Michael.
I have an idea. I made this list just now. you can't see it very well, but I put the names of 5 people around me right now. So there's Janice, there's Sunny, Tim is over there, Seiji is here, Noor is here. I put the names of 5 people that maybe I will see today. And then my suggestion, Eric, is that when you feel sad, or when you feel depressed, or when you feel anxiety, look at the list and choose one name, like Sunny, and think about them for 2 minutes or 3 minutes. What does Sunny like? What does Sunny want? What does Sunny need? Think about somebody else. So make a list of 5 people's names. Keep it with you. When you feel sad, look at one of the names and think, I wonder what will make Sunny happy right now. What would make Sunny happy right now? I hope he's enjoying what's in his cup. I think it's hot chocolate.
I like that.
Small think about other person. Yeah.
I like that very much because, as Geshe Michael told us already, as Sunny mentioned, one little small act, big result. Okay, now I think there's a super interesting question that's going to come up for tomorrow's Peachtree Morning Show. Sunny, could you show that so that these people will tune in again tomorrow for this amazing product that we're giving them?
Sure.
Hi, my name is Delia and I am from Romania. My question is, what seeds should we plant to live a good life, meaning a modern life, to have comfort, to be able to travel, to use the technology, but in the same time to reduce pollution and to take care to the environment, to be clean, to be safe, to be healthy for all living beings. Thank you.
Wow, that's a great question. And it's going to take about 5 solutions. I want to tune into that for sure. In the meantime, you guys, we need questions. If we all send in our questions, then they help all of us. Every time you send in a question, it's going to benefit someone somewhere. So you're actually planting seeds every time you send your question into this.
Cool.
Okay, I want to thank you, Eric, for your beautiful question. It really was inspiring and helpful to so many. Thank you, Geshe Michael. Thank you for inviting us onto the show. And thank you, Sunny. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for how it's difficult. You have to get up early, you have to stay up late. It's all over the world. And you guys worked very hard for many years to help DCI. I know both of you worked really hard. Both as a student and as a teacher. So I'm really grateful to both of you. And I hope you come back.
Yeah, thank you, Geshe Michael. We're really grateful to you and to each other.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Micah.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Jenna. Bye.
Thanks for watching today's Peachtree Morning Show. See you next time.